125. Oh! The mic has crashed. Oh. Why do affluent Chinese want to emigrate? Where and why? So let's talk about that. Chinese moving to North America. Actually, what are some of the countries that they like to immigrate to?
Well, the top three right now are Australia, United States,
of course,
and Canada.
Canada and Australia, Sydney.
Yes.
And then US would be, I assume, Los Angeles, San Francisco,
Melbourne,
New York.
New York, LA.
Canada would be Vancouver,
yes,
and Toronto.
Right.
So why are they moving here? And even they travel, even if they immigrate or not, but they like to spend a lot of time here. Why is that? Why is that?
I think firstly they just want to see what our outside world of China look like.
Yeah. Okay.
I think first they just want to like explore, observe a little bit more.
So, okay, so as a tourist.
Yes, as a tourist,
okay.
And I think another thing is for education. For sure, they want their kids to get better education, and then to go to better schools, and then to meet different kind of friends and colleagues, and in the future,
to be able to speak English.
Exactly.
So learn a different language, be more international.
Yes,
so almost give their kids the opportunity that they didn't have.
Right.
Exactly.
So now they could travel. They have the money now. They could better education. What about environment?
Oh, health is definitely, when we say environment, it has to do with health, right?
Yeah, air pollution in China.
Pollution, and it's not an exaggeration when there are photos and videos you see of people wearing masks when they go outside. The pollution index is just off the charts. Yeah. And lung pollution, lung infections and lung cancer has really gone up in the past few years in China as well. Yeah. So definitely, even if they don't immigrate to other countries, they definitely also seek medical attention outside of China as well. So environment as well, outside of the health factor, it's just nicer out in the West. You've got your mountains and waters, blue skies, and in China you can't even see the sky.
Yes, it's all dusty and gray, right?
And then talk about medical care, I have something to add because I talk with a lot of friends about how the patient are being treated in China. A lot of time they told me it's actually, you will spend probably a big chunk of your savings for their end dates, which is like the doctor wouldn't actually give you any suggestion. Do you want me to save them? Okay, this is your options, and then do this. Yeah, whatever you want us to do, we'll do it.
Well, let's talk about even the medical system. It's very different in the States. Like let's say Canada, which is a kind of public health care, right?
Yes.
In China, it's here. Okay, if you're sick, you go to emergency. That's fine. They treat you. In China, you go there before they even do anything. You pay,
yes,
right? To even do a diagnostic kind of thing, right?
Yes.
And then
to see the doctor,
you pay.
Yes.
And if any kind of treatment, you pay some more.
Yes.
And they don't do anything. They don't care if you're dying.
Yeah.
You don't pay. They don't treat you, right?
And then living in the hospital, you have to pay for every night.
Every night
you
pay for every night. It's like a hotel.
Yeah. And in the more saturated cities where people are poor, they don't necessarily can go to privatized medical services. They have to line up from midnight just so that they can see the doctor in the morning.
Yeah.
And then hopefully they can still try to make it to work afterwards.
Yeah.
And there's a serious lack of empathy as well in the system in China, where it's very transactional based.
Very transactional. And it's more, unfortunately, even a lot of hospitals, that's why hospitals make a ton of money. They try to extract as much money as they could from you or from the family. That, hey, you know what, if you want to extend your family's life, spend more money, do this treatment, do that treatment, just leave it at that. Now, on the other hand, the good thing is it's very efficient.
Very fast.
It's very fast.
Yes.
You pay, boom, it's done, right?
That's right.
You want to do a surgery, immediately.
You don't have to wait a week for the exam test.
So that's a big part of it. So health for sure, environment, we talk about the nice air. Also, I think when they travel, they see this kind of environment with the nature, with the ocean, the lake, and outdoor, the weather. Wow, this is so nice, not so hot. I mean, that's
way less population.
Yeah, way less population.
Personal space.
Oh, you walk down the street, there's actually nobody. Like, what is this, right?
Yes,
and it's not so crowded.
Yes.
Housing. the affordability. So if they have something in a major city in China, like say some kind of condo, they sell that, they could buy a nice house in
and
here.
Bigger, way bigger.
Way bigger with a backyard, right?
Yes.
With everything.
That's
So that's a big part of it.
In terms of environment, in terms of the medical, there's also that the money is important. They want to feel like, outside of that, they make a lot of money. Is it always safe to keep it in China? Right? And when we say safe, it's talking about maybe you might be associated with an official, a government official that may be corrupt. Now you're associated,
maybe go out of style,
right? And then now all your assets could be seized.
Yes.
Government changing regulations. All of a sudden, you lose some of the money you have. It's still a very tightly regulated government in China, and a lot of people want to, spread their money out in other countries. Exactly, right?
Yes.
So that not everything is locked in.
So it's like a safe haven for them.
Right. And in part, also, if they want to grow a business, if they reach a certain limit in China, that's kind of it. They might not have the established relationship to go any further or whatever it is.
Or the trend is gone, right? They made the money, right?
And which is very popular in China. Trends kind of come and go in really high and low waves.
Yes.
Whereas in the West, you can achieve more stability, more sustainability.
True.
And the trustworthiness also works a little bit different out in the West, so they feel a little bit more comfortable spending their money, knowing that people around them could be trusted.
Yeah, and then when they transfer their money to here, they invest in real estate, or they might invest in agriculture or different companies. And for them, it's easier, quote unquote, to make money in China, but they feel like it's safer to keep it outside of China. That's why lots of millionaires, they just transfer a lot of their wealth. And that's why China is regulating it. They don't want people to transfer all the wealth and all their money out of China. They want to keep it within China. Even if you look at other people who they invest outside of China, not necessary for the growth opportunities. They just want to park their money.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
That's why they buy houses that they don't live in here, right?
Well, it's no different than the North American millionaires, right?
Yeah.
They sometimes have another citizenship in another
Another
island.
passport.
Yes,
So
exactly.
people they might have, say in Canada, they make the money, but they might have a condo in New York, they might have a condo in Australia, whatever. That's also very, very popular.
Yes.
Yeah. So healthcare, environment, we talk about money, we talk about housing. Anything else? Why do they want to emigrate? And what are some of the other reasons?
I think prestige is another one. Just being able to say, hey,
Status.
what? I'm able to go to LA.
Oh, I've sent my kids to LA.
Right.
He's going to so-and-so school.
Exactly.
Right?
I have a house in LA, I have a house in New York. And just to be able to say that.
Status,
And safety is also another thing as well.
Safety.
And in China, when you're affluent, the affluent Chinese love to show off their social status, right? But there's a danger in that, right? There's could kidnap your kids.
You don't hear a lot of kidnapping in North America. You hear a lot more kidnapping in China.
Right. And right. And even if you go out to certain clubs right now, the really affluent, the kids, when they go out and party, they actually have bodyguards.
Yeah, they need bodyguards.
Right? Whereas, in Canada, Australia, and the States, they could still have bodyguards supporting them and protecting them. But the real concern is in there. Like, they really don't believe that, there could be, something that really planned to really harm them, right? And
just did you see the photo? Jack Ma walking on Wall Street, nobody really recognized him. He's just walking freely. Jack Ma, so he could never have in China.
He couldn't walk through a street without.
Exactly.
That's a problem. So I think safety, that's a big part of it. But it's also, I think, safety in terms of in China. You don't hear that in North America. But in China, some of the wealthiest, most successful businessmen. A few years ago, one of the richest men in Shanghai, right, got kind of took out by the government, put him in jail. And all of that, like overnight. You don't see that a lot in North America.
No.
Because the corporations have a lot of power. But in China, the government has a lot of power. If there are certain things they don't like about you, they could take away your money and they could put you in jail. Unfortunately, not even for doesn't matter what reasons. If there's something involved, right? They could do that. Here, you could hire a lawyer, a bunch of lawyers. You can do a bunch of stuff, right? But China, there's not much you can do.
The law actually protects you in the Western countries.
So it's that. So I think that people who are successful, the multimillionaires in China, they don't feel safe because they know next day this could be gone, or one of my friend in the government is no longer the flavor, right? that I could get wiped out.
Yes.
That doesn't feel. And it's interesting how Chinese sometimes they think even if I cannot get out, I want to make sure my family could get out.
Yeah.
So they send the wife, they send the kids.
To them, it's a sacrifice.
Yeah,
for my
I'll make the
family.
money, but you guys make sure you get out.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little bit interesting how that works,
That's
right?
right.
Mm-hmm.
So that's some of the reasons why they want to emigrate and stay in the West. And those are some of the reasons. You enjoy this video, click the comment below. Make sure you click the like button, and maybe share with us your thoughts. Why do you think they want to emigrate? Why do they want to come to North America? What's been your experience like? And then if you want to watch the other videos that we have, click on the playlist on the left. See those videos. Make sure you click on the subscribe button, turn on the notification, click on the bell button. I'll see you in the next video.